my grandfather and my seniors, I remember Justice G.P. Singh, a legend judge, a saint judge, Justice J.S. Verma, Justice S.S. Sharma, and so many other legendary people of that time would call me and sort of advise me, Vivek, don't leave this profession. This profession is meant for somebody like you. Just have patience. Keep working hard. And we assure you, you'll rise on your own steam. I can only thank those people that because of them I stayed on. It was a good ride, I can say, a very meteoric rise. But I don't ascribe that to myself. I ascribe that to destiny, to God's wish.
Starting his legal practice wasn't easy. The struggles were real, and the road to success was anything but smooth. But with perseverance and grit, he kept pushing forward.
He joined the profession, he became the member of the bar when he had lost his father. And after that, there was a long period of hard work. And with that hard work, he started rising and he attained a position of one of the best lawyers in Madhya Pradesh in Chhattisgarh. There was no parallel name to Vivek. In 1992, there was presidential rule in Madhya Pradesh. The then governor had offered him the Advocate Generalship of Madhya Pradesh. Now thereafter, he must have found that he was too young for that post. As in those times, with big states like Madhya Pradesh, anybody who was appointed as an Advocate General was 70 plus. So his age was 37 or maybe less. So he was then offered additional ladyship, which he politely refused. And later on, when he became the Advocate General, he was one of the best and the youngest Advocate Generals of both sides. When he became the Advocate General of Madhya Pradesh, the condition of Advocate General's office was not that good. Now computers were alien at those points of time. So not only he refurbished the entire office, the entire Advocate General office was computerized, and these computers were more than the computers the High Court had been. Every day he used to have like 40 to 45 cases listed in different courts. Most of the big cases were with him. So the joke was that MRTP law should be applied on him because there was a monopoly created by him in field of law that all the cases are landing up in his office. This was taken up by India Today in the Millennium Issue. In the Millennium Issue, they came up with almost 40 personalities across India, and those were the personalities who would matter in next millennium. So out of 40, 2 were from law. One was Justice Chandravva and other was Mr. Tankar.
96 May, for the first time, the President of India and Rashtrapati, Dr. Venkataswamy, asked me whether I would be interested in becoming a High Court judge. And he says, I knew your father, he was very illustrious. So I would like to request the Chief Justice of India to put you as a judge to carry the family legacy forward. So मैंने उनको request किया, sir, ऐसा भी मत करिए. I have not made up my mind when I want to join the bench. So in 98 में जब Justice Mathur was our Chief Justice, and all the senior judges, they called me to in a small meeting and said, hey, you have to carry your family legacy forward. So you must become a judge. So they took my consent in writing. And मैं बहुत uncomfortable था. So after about 2 months, I sent a letter to Chief Justice of India, to Justice Anand the, and to Mathur Sahib, who was our State Chief Justice. And I told them that I don't want to be a judge. I am honored that they asked me.
Amidst this journey, something beautiful happened. Vivek married Aarti, the daughter of Colonel Ajay Mushran.
इस बीच में 85 में मेरी आरती से शादी हुई. We got married. It was an arranged marriage.
When we were kids, because he's about 6.5 years older than me. My parents, his mother and my father knew each other before even they were married.
मेरे हस्बैंड ने इनको बहन बनाया था. ये बॉम्बे में पढ़ते थे मेरे हस्बैंड और ये भी वहीं पढ़ती थी, पर ये अकेली लड़की थी वहाँ, कश्मीरी। अभी भी विवेक मुझको मामी कहता है और आरती अपनी सास को बुआ कहती है।
We never used to meet very often because my father was in the army, but we did whenever we came to Jabalpur because our hometown is Narsinghpur, which is close to Jabalpur. So we used to meet. Colonel Ajay Mushran, a man with a tall legacy of public service. This partnership gave Vivek both the emotional and professional strength he needed to navigate the tough early years of his career.
मुशरान साहब की भी फैमिली में कोई बेटा नहीं था और यहाँ आई वाज द एल्डर सन। पूरे नर्मदा बेल्ट में उस फैमिली का 40-50 साल का इतिहास था। तो वो एक लेगेसी थी और एक मेरी जुडिशियल लेगेसी थी और दोनों साथ साथ चल रही थी। तो आई वाज लाइक अ कैरियर ऑफ टू लेगेसीज और वो दो लेगेसीज को मैंने आज तक इन सम फॉर्म ऑफ वे अकम्प्लिश करने की कोशिश की।
In 1970, Vivek's father, who was then the president of Rotary Jabalpur, helped Mother Teresa to set up the service center for her missionaries of charity to help the underprivileged and less fortunate. And coincidentally, in 1996, as president of Rotary, Vivek invited Talat Aziz to perform a show from which all proceeds were donated to refurbish the old age home by Red Cross in Jabalpur.
I started the Tankha Memorial Lecture. Supreme Court के judges आया करते थे. Then I started the Schools for Special Children, 96 में, which was inaugurated by Justice J.S. Verma, who was then Chief Justice of India. The entire judiciary of Madhya Pradesh was there.
School started from very small, 7-8 children coming in a car in the Rotary Hall with just like a rolled up carpet. We just spread it out. The children would study, then go back and be left at their places. To now, when we have so many buses, and the first bus came in, and the extension of the building, I used to see that the joy that part gives him. Nothing else did. I mean, not winning a big matter or getting like a big case which would pay well. He loved this part. Anytime anything the school did well or he could get something for the school, that would give him a lot of joy.
जब ये स्कूल खुला उसके बाद इसकी जो पॉपुलैरिटी थी वो समाज में बढ़ती गई। छोटा सा स्कूल 10 बच्चों से जो स्टार्ट किया है वो इतना बड़ा रूप ले लेगा। इसकी शाखाएं आज भोपाल में, ग्वालियर में, बिलासपुर में और मंडला में चल रही हैं। हमारे यहाँ करीब 800-900 बच्चे पढ़ते हैं इस क्षेत्र में। 200 से करीब बच्चे जबलपुर के स्कूल से पास होकर अपने पैरों पर खड़े हो चुके हैं। एक बच्चा तरुण कुमार जो स्पेशल ओलंपिक भारत में चयनित हुआ और गत दिनों स्वीडन में इंटरनेशनल टीम में वो दिव्यांग बच्चों की गया था और वहाँ से लास्ट गोल उसने फाइनल मैच में मारा, जिसके कारण इंडिया टीम को गोल्ड मेडल मिला।
The Vice President of India and I both went for the function he had organized in Jabalpur to do with the trust and how they were helping out children with special needs to get education. So I think a sense of social responsibility, commitment to law, and then politics, which is also a field which he has been in, which always remained a little bit of his love. But I don't think that's the be-all and end-all for him. There are many other areas which have engaged his attention and consciously so. So there was a commonality of trying to understand what a person can do in social sector, yet make a name for himself as a lawyer.
I connected with most of this activity and they became part of my heart and soul.
His journey as a lawyer saw him rise through the ranks for respect and admiration.
Then I decided to step into a new vista. I had about 20-25,000 cases. I gave it to my juniors. I said, "Ab tum handle karo."
When I became a chief minister, we were looking for a young, dynamic person to become the Advocate General of Madhya Pradesh. And we zeroed in on Vivek Tankha. So at the young age of 37, 38, he became the youngest Advocate General in the country.
So I gave him 3 wish lists. I said, 1, I would like a free hand to appoint the best people as government lawyers. He says, this I expect from you. He says, what's your second wish list? I said, the office of Advocate General is old, dilapidated, and an embarrassment. I said, I want the most modern office of Advocate General. He says, this is also granted. And he says, what is your third wish? I said, you'll allow me to resign and go to Delhi after 3 years, because my aim was to shift to Supreme Court. He says, this point we can discuss after 3 years.
And he got along extremely well with the judiciary also. And one of the best things he did was he brought in a lot of young, talented advocates as a part of his team, which a number of them have become High Court judges and Supreme Court judges also now.
The Supreme Court had come out with very strict orders banning all forest activity in Madhya Pradesh. 1/3 of our economy was forest. More than that, if you had no control on your forest, you had no control on the state. So there was complete anarchy in the state at that period. So Chief Minister was very worried. He had tried his best. He engaged the best counsels. He consulted the law minister. He consulted whoever he thought was best. Ultimately, he handed over the brief to me after 8-9 months. And he says, I have lost hope. If you can do something, try. So I took up the challenge. And then I explained to the then bench, led by Justice B.N. Kirpal, who was very strict on environment matters, that how my government is in trouble and how this government needs to get back into action by Supreme Court removing the interim order. Otherwise, we are collapsing. And I told him that in this meantime, we have worked hard and our forest cover is also increased. I showed him the satellite imageries also. The Chief Justice decided to lift the ban. But he put one condition to me. He says, I only do it if you agree. And Mr. Salve had put that condition as amicus, that henceforth IAS officers will not write the CRs of IFS officers. In India, IAS was the supreme service and they would write the CRs of IPS and IFS. So I had no choice but to agree. So I agreed to that, and that was a composite order, both removing the ban and directing that henceforth the confidential reports of Forest Service officers will not be written by IAS officers. Oh God, that was such a hue and cry. The IAS Officers Association reached the Chief Minister and he says, how could the Advocate General concede? Because they thought they are losing power. It had a cascading effect because very soon the IPS officers put an application. And again, the court looked at me. I said, if you granted for IFS, now grant it for IPS also. So that's how in India, IFS and IPS got out of the jungle of IAS. Centuries, Kanha, Bandhavgarh, Tench. I'm the one who assisted the court to restrict the inflow of tourists. Because every sanctuary has a carrying capacity. You can't have people in their cars moving around the forest the whole night with torchlights and those beams. You disturb animals. So we restricted ours. We restricted the traffic. All scientifically done by experts. That is how the sanctuaries got saved. Politics of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh led to division of Madhya Pradesh. And that led to huge disputes. Disputes of division of assets, division of liabilities between the two states. Also allocation of and division of civil servants and other employees. Those are huge tasks. Lakhs of employees had moved to Chhattisgarh, lakhs had to come from Chhattisgarh to India.
so that it does not disturb the event. Thank you.
Consulted whoever he thought was best. Ultimately, he handed over the brief to me after 8-9 months, and he says, I have lost hope. If you can do something, try. So I took up the challenge, and then I explained to the then bench, led by Justice B.N. Kirpal, who was very strict on environment matters, that how my government is in trouble and how this government needs to get back into action by Supreme Court removing the interim order. Otherwise, we are collapsing. And I told him that in this meantime, we have worked hard and our forest cover is also increased. I showed him the satellite imageries also. The Chief Justice decided to lift the ban. But he put one condition to me. He says, I only do it if you agree. And Mr. Salve had put that condition as amicus, that henceforth IAS officers will not write the CRs of IFS officers. In India, IAS was the supreme service, and they would write the CRs of IPS and IFS. So I had no choice but to agree. So I agreed to that, and that was a composite order, both removing the ban and directing that henceforth the confidential reports of Forest Service officers will not be written by IAS officers. Oh God, that was such a human cry. The IAS Officers Association reached the Chief Minister and he says, how could the Advocate General concede? Because they thought they are losing power. It had a cascading effect because very soon the IPS officers put an application. And again, the court looked at me. I said, if you grant it for IFS, now grant it for IPS also. That's how in India, IFS and IPS got out of the jungle of IAS. Centuries, Kanha, Bandhavgarh, Tench. I'm the one who assisted the court to restrict the inflow of tourists. Because every sanctuary has a carrying capacity. You can't have people in their cars moving around the forest the whole night with torchlights and those beams. You disturb animals. So we restricted ours. We restricted the traffic. All scientifically done by experts. That is how the sanctuaries got saved. The politics of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh led to division of Madhya Pradesh. And that led to huge disputes. Disputes of division of assets, division of liabilities between the two states. Also allocation of and division of civil servants and other employees. It was a huge task. Lakhs of employees had moved to Chhattisgarh, lakhs had to come from Chhattisgarh to India. hope. If you can do something, try. So I took up the challenge, and then I explained to the then bench, led by Justice B. N. Kirpal, who was very strict on environment matters, that how my government is in trouble and how this government needs to get back into action by Supreme Court removing the interim order. Otherwise, we are collapsing. And I told him that in this meantime we have worked hard and our forest cover is also increased. I showed him the satellite imageries also. The Chief Justice decided to lift the ban. But he put one condition to me. He says, I only do it if you agree. And Mr. Salve had put that condition as amicus, that henceforth IAS officers will not write the CRs of IFS officers. In India, IAS was the supreme service, and they would write the CRs of IPS and IFS. So I had no choice but to agree. So I agreed to that, and that was a composite order, both removing the ban and directing that henceforth the confidential reports of Forest Service officers will not be written by IAS officers. Oh God, that was such a hue and cry. The IAS Officers Association reached the Chief Minister and he says, how could the Advocate General concede? Because they thought they are losing power. It had a cascading effect because very soon the IPS officers put an application. And again, the court looked at me. I said, if you grant it for IFS, now grant it for IPS also. So that's how in India, IFS and IPS got out of the jungle of IAS. Centuries, Kanha, Bandhavgarh, Tench. I'm the one who assisted the court to restrict the inflow of tourists. Because every sanctuary has a carrying capacity. You can't have people in their cars moving around the forest the whole night with torchlights and those beams. You disturb animals. So we restricted ours. We restricted the traffic. All scientifically done by experts. That is how the sanctuaries got saved. Politics of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh led to division of Madhya Pradesh. And that led to huge disputes. Disputes of division of assets, division of liabilities between the two states. Also allocation of and division of civil servants and other employees. Those huge tasks. Lakhs of employees had moved to Chhattisgarh, lakhs had come from Chhattisgarh to India.
so that it does not disturb the event. Thank you.
Consulted whoever he thought was best. Ultimately, he handed over the brief to me after 8-9 months, and he says, I have lost hope. If you can do something, try. So I took up the challenge, and then I explained to the then bench, led by Justice B. N. Kirpal, who was very strict on environment matters, that how my government is in trouble and how this government needs to get back into action by Supreme Court removing the interim order. Otherwise, we are collapsing. And I told him that in this meantime, we have worked hard and our forest cover is also increased. I showed him the satellite imageries also. The Chief Justice decided to lift the ban. But he put one condition to me. He says, I only do it if you agree. And Mr. Salve had put that condition as amicus, that henceforth IAS officers will not write the CRs of IFS officers. In India, IAS was the supreme service, and they would write the CRs of IPS and IFS. So I had no choice but to agree. So I agreed to that, and that was a composite order, both removing the ban and directing that henceforth the confidential reports of Forest Service officers will not be written by IAS officers. Oh God, that was such a hue and cry. The IAS Officers Association reached the Chief Minister and he says, how could the Advocate General concede? Because they thought they are losing power. It had a cascading effect because very soon the IPS officers put an application. And again, the court looked at me. I said, if you grant it for IFS, now grant it for IPS also. That's how in India, IFS and IPS got out of the jungle of IAS. Centuries, Kanha, Bandhavgarh, Tench. I'm the one who assisted the court to restrict the inflow of tourists. Because every sanctuary has a carrying capacity. You can't have people in their cars moving around the forest the whole night with torchlights and those beams. You disturb animals. So we restricted ours. We restricted the traffic. All scientifically done by experts. That is how the sanctuaries got saved. Politics of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh led to division of Madhya Pradesh. And that led to huge disputes. Disputes of division of assets, division of liabilities between the two states. Also allocation of and division of civil servants and other employees. It was a huge task. Lakhs of employees had moved to Chhattisgarh, lakhs had come from Chhattisgarh to India.
so that it does not disturb the event. Thank you.
Consulted whoever he thought was best. Ultimately, he handed over the brief to me after 8-9 months, and he says, I have lost hope. If you can do something, try. So I took up the challenge, and then I explained to the then bench, led by Justice B. N. Kirpal, who was very strict on environment matters, that how my government is in trouble and how this government needs to get back into action by Supreme Court removing the interim order. Otherwise, we are collapsing. And I told him that in this meantime, we have worked hard and our forest cover is also increased. I showed him the satellite imageries also. The Chief Justice decided to lift the ban. But he put one condition to me. He says, I only do it if you agree. And Mr. Salve had put that condition as amicus, that henceforth IAS officers will not write the CRs of IFS officers. In India, IAS was the supreme service, and they would write the CRs of IPS and IFS. So I had no choice but to agree. So I agreed to that, and that was a composite order, both removing the ban and directing that henceforth the confidential reports of Forest Service officers will not be written by IAS officers. Oh God, that was such a hue and cry. The IAS Officers Association reached the Chief Minister and he says, how could the Advocate General concede? Because they thought they are losing power. It had a cascading effect because very soon the IPS officers put an application. And again, the court looked at me. I said, if you grant it for IFS, now grant it for IPS also. That's how in India, IFS and IPS got out of the jungle of IAS. Centuries, Kanha, Bandhavgarh, Tench. I'm the one who assisted the court to restrict the inflow of tourists. Because every sanctuary has a carrying capacity. You can't have people in their cars moving around the forest the whole night with torchlights and those beams. You disturb animals. So we restricted ours. We restricted the traffic. All scientifically done by experts. That is how the sanctuaries got saved. Politics of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh led to division of Madhya Pradesh. And that led to huge disputes. Disputes of division of assets, division of liabilities between the two states. Also allocation of and division of civil service and other employees. Those are huge tasks. Lakhs of employees had moved to Chhattisgarh, lakhs had to come from Chhattisgarh to India.
so that it does not disturb the event. Thank you.
Consulted whoever he thought was best. Ultimately, he handed over the brief to me after 8-9 months, and he says, I have lost hope. If you can do something, try. So I took up the challenge, and then I explained to the then bench, led by Justice B.N. Kirpal, who was very strict on environment matters, that how my government is in trouble and how this government needs to get back into action by Supreme Court removing the interim order. Otherwise, we are collapsing. And I told him that in this meantime, we have worked hard and our forest cover is also increased. I showed him the satellite imageries also. The Chief Justice decided to lift the ban. But he put one condition to me. He says, I only do it if you agree. And Mr. Salve had put that condition as amicus, that henceforth IAS officers will not write the CRs of IFS officers. In India, IAS was the supreme service, and they would write the CRs of IPS and IFS. So I had no choice but to agree. So I agreed to that, and that was a composite order, both removing the ban and directing that henceforth the confidential reports of Forest Service officers will not be written by IAS officers. Oh God, that was such a hue and cry. The IAS Officers Association reached the Chief Minister and he says, how could the Advocate General concede? Because they thought they are losing power. It had a cascading effect because very soon the IPS officers put an application. And again, the court looked at me. I said, if you grant it for IFS, now grant it for IPS also. That's how in India, IFS and IPS got out of the jungle of IAS. Centuries, Kanha, Bandhavgarh, Tench. I'm the one who assisted the court to restrict the inflow of tourists. Because every sanctuary has a carrying capacity. You can't have people in their cars moving around the forest the whole night with torchlights and those beams. You disturb animals. So we restricted ours. We restricted the traffic. All scientifically done by experts. That is how the sanctuaries got saved. The politics of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh led to division of Madhya Pradesh. And that led to huge disputes. Disputes of division of assets, division of liabilities between the two states. Also allocation of and division of civil servants and other employees. It was a huge task. Lakhs of employees had moved to Chhattisgarh, lakhs had to come from Chhattisgarh to India.
so that it does not disturb the event. Thank you.
He consulted whoever he thought was best.
By declaring and unveiling of the expansion of our law college in both course, physical building and infrastructure. Thank you, dear sirs and ma'ams. I request you all to please take your seats on the dais.
As a token of our heartfelt appreciation, our students will now present saplings to our distinguished dignitaries. May I request the student volunteers to kindly come forward. Abdullah and Ashraf of 4x5 and 5x5 will welcome our chief guest for today. I request the cream of 5x5 to please welcome Vinod sir. I request Anvita of 5x5 to please welcome Vamshi sir and Roshni ma'am. I request Bushra of 5x5 to please welcome our correspondent Saroja ma'am. I request Saif of 5x5 to please welcome our Joint Secretary Ramana sir. I request Indrani to please welcome our CEO sir. Thank you dear students, and once again welcome to the dignitaries on the dais. And now, to welcome this distinguished gathering and give a report about our law college, I invite our principal, Dr. D. Srijana ma'am, to deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Chief Guest and Keynote Speaker of today's Leadership Symposium, Sri Vivek Tankaji, Senior Advocate at Supreme Court of India, Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha, our esteemed dignitaries on the dais, alumni, my dear faculty and dear students. A warm welcome to this Leadership Symposium today, organized by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Law College, on the topic Evolving Role of Advocate in 21st Century. As a principal of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Law College, I stand before you with immense pride profound humility and a deep sense of responsibility to welcome on behalf of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Group of Educational Institutions. And I am absolutely honored to invite our esteemed chief guest of the day, a legal stalwart, Sri Vivek Tankaji. I take this occasion to also invite and welcome our esteemed management members. Firstly, our chairman, Dr. Vivek Venkataswamy garu, Honorable Minister, Labour, Employment and Training, Factories and Mines, Telangana Government, Honorable Secretary Sir, Dr. G. Vinod Kumar Sir. I take this occasion to welcome esteemed MP Lok Sabha, Sri Vamsi garu and Roshni ma'am. Our Joint Secretary Sir, Sri P.V. Ramana Kumar Sir, Limbadri garu, CEO Sir, Directors, as well as faculty and students who are the pillar of support to our institution. This is an occasion. Tankaji, actually your presence in our campus today is a momentous honor, sir. In fact, it's a monumental honor to the entire institution. And in fact, I feel that the title Renaissance Man is aptly suits you, sir. Just now our students and faculty, all of us have watched your short film, and really we are blessed to have you today on this occasion, and I am very much grateful to you that you have accepted our invitation to be with us today, sir. Sir, in fact, we have to say one thing, that this is a day where it is a master class to all of us because you are here, sir. It is not just an achievement, barely, achievement in diverse fields and also with high value of excellence is not a small thing, sir. We have seen your struggles from your starting where after you lost your father and how you have taken the lineage of your father. It's not just inheritance of lineage, sir. You have taken, expanded and in a geometrical manner in such a way that the great Justice Honorable Ramakrishna Tankaji, who has given various historical judgments, one among them I remember is habeas corpus case ADM Jabalpur versus Simakant Shukla. Sir, there are so many such great judgments delivered by your father, and the way you have taken the lineage, the devolution of lineage, not just by inheritance we see, but you have expanded it geometrically, and the multifaceted talent that you have contributed to the society, not just for self-development. If we see the series of achievements that you have in your career, especially I have to mention this, sir's contribution to the CLAT examination and the way you have taken it to the helm of affairs, and you made it possible, sir. And also the great issues of privacy that you have taken and given a great statutory place, and also the Rotary mission activities, charity mission activities, and in fact various other missions wherein sir has established educational institutions for differently abled students, and you are the youngest Advocate General in the MP, and I have seen you have wantedly refused to occupy the seat of MP High Court Justice and have chosen to serve the society as an advocate. It's a great decision who will never take. And sir, the Rahat tribal health missions are clearly a depiction of your compassionate heart. In addition to being an advocate of that stature and a legal stalwart, Sir has chosen the path of humanitarian mission. And in fact, Sir has taken the legal intellect and the unwavering social compassionate conscience that you hold and have given back to the society, is still doing a lot. Sir, we are privileged to have you. Once again, I thank you for accepting this invitation to be with us today. As regards our institution, sir, our institution is established by a great visionary social reformer, late Sri G. Venkataswamy Garu. He himself was a union minister, parliamentarian and a social reformer. Sir Kakaji, who was fondly called, has believed that education is a social weapon which can bring the social change very quickly. And Sir had a vision to establish education institution with global standards at an affordable level, wherein masses and marginalized can take the education and see that there will be social reform. And that has really realized since 1973, if we see the trajectory of the development of our institutions, which started off with degree college, school and junior college in 1973. The professional college started from 1991 with law college establishment. Later in 2008, MBA college, and 2023, the Montessori education school, which really was an indication that the foundation of education is most important when it comes to the development of society. And from then we have seen so many awards and rewards, and I am proud to say that now we stand tall. We stand tall, and we are one of the premier educational institutions across the state and the country, where we won NAC accreditations to degree and law colleges, so many awards, India Today survey ranks and Education World ranks, which make us stand within 5 ranks in the country. And it shows that we are not just expanding in terms of capacity but also quality. We have given the quality as the highest important feature for the education institution as envisioned by Kaka sir. And we also have at law college, if you see, we have internships provided from first year onwards, sir. And we have 4 legal cells running actively: constitutional law cell, consumer law cell, IPR cell, labor law cell. And we continuously release the research papers and journals. And our faculty are, most of them are PhDs and enrolled in UGC, and they are all qualified. And we have conducted so many legal aid programs, and we have monthly legal aid programs conducted at our college, sir. And we have the MOUs with Dubai law firms as well as Norwalk's law firms, university. And we have so many other developmental activities carried forward by our college. And at the national and international level, we have conducted, our faculty have participated in the seminars, and we have conducted many national moot court competitions, national and international seminars, sir. And we have one in August also. We continuously work for student development by seeing that the skills imparting is given the highest priority at all our institutions. And yes, sir, in fact, the ambitions of the budding lawyers and many lawyers here are eagerly waiting to listen to you. And in fact, we are all absolutely certain that your words will have indelible impact on our minds of the students and inspire them to take a path as you are doing with uncompromising integrity and nationalism. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Once again, I welcome you to the
Thank you, ma'am, for your gracious words and for setting the tone for this afternoon. May I now request our respected Secretary, Sri Vinod sir, to please address the gathering.
We should request, sir, if you can see for something much more satisfying.
Good afternoon to one and all. It's certainly a great pleasure for me here to receive Sri Vivek Tankaji, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha. A great honor to my late father. His father and my father had a great association during his lifetime and his father's lifetime. But Vivekji has got a great association with All India Congress Party. Sri Rahulji, Sonia Ma, Priyanka ji, Mallikarjun Kharge uncle, and a very senior member of the working committee. So his contribution to the Congress party has been so huge in Madhya Pradesh that he holds an excellent interactive session with all the Congress workmen. And you have all heard about Madam Sujana saying that he is an extremely successful Supreme Court lawyer, having done excellent, I would say, number of cases, how you deal and how you get your attention. And anywhere, whether it's in Supreme Court or High Court or any law college faculty, it is the question of how we express, how we maintain our momentum, how we maintain our communication, and how we are going to simplify our interaction with the right people at the right stage. So ultimately, the law college, which has been started through my father in 1973, has given me an opportunity, not only as secretary but his son, the responsibility of seeing that our law college and our colleges do get a sizable name, and for the last 50 years for which we are doing. Today our school or college all put together, courtesy my late father, we have given 1,55,000 people free of education. This is an achievement which we have done. This is all done because my father happened to have met late Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in 1954. It was on April 6th, I'm not too sure about the date, but the day he met Dr. Ambedkar, he advised my father, what is that you want to do? Join my party. But my father refused to join the Republican Party. But my father said, I'll be in Congress, you tell me what to do. Then he said, you start a college and from here we are going to see how we are going to create education for the people. Because education is the only source of inspiration and the capacity for individuals to come up in life is the courage to speak and get your words known in the market, in any form of life, whether it's politics, whether it's legal language, or whether it's social service, or anything you name it. So I would like all the people who are here present in the faculty and trying to learn how exactly we need to move, get your self-confidence. Interactive sessions are very, very important. The teaching faculty has all got to upgrade their own skills and create an environment for the students to know that this is going to be now the artificial intelligence is coming up. Everybody does not know what is the value of artificial intelligence. So you need to go into the depth of it to know the measurement of what exactly the subject is. So this is going to be a huge task for the future, and our college is going to take up the necessary responsibilities to see that people get their due share of attention. And we heartily welcome Sir Vivekji. We need all your guidance, support in terms of how the institution should go up, further up, and also the legal language which is going to create more better environment for our students to come up. And we are very grateful to you, sir, for coming to our institution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It is now my privilege to invite our correspondent, Dr. G. Saroja Vivek ma'am, to please address the gathering.
A very good afternoon to everyone, and a very hearty welcome to Vivek Tankaji. I remember the conversations between me and my son, saying that the invite has come to you almost 6 to 8 months back when you all met and he had invited you. And I am really humbled the way you remembered and then called us and said, I'm in Hyderabad and I'm going to come and attend a session in your college. Really, really grateful. A little bit about Kaka Venkataswamy ji, founder of this institution. He was very much interested in educating himself, but unfortunately due to his challenging financial conditions those days, he had to discontinue his education, couldn't do beyond 10th grade. And then he joined Indian National Congress at a very young age and then gave his services to the fullest. He has served Madam Indira Gandhi's cabinet and then many other, Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao's cabinet and many other he-adorned high positions. But the desire which he had, that he had to study, he had to educate himself, that didn't go out of his mind. So in 1973, he just started this institution based on, as Mr. Vinod rightly said, influenced by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Gandhiji's preachings. He has attended many of his talks in this young age, and then that was the reason for this institution to be started. But right from the day we started, he has taken a disciplined, we are marching in the same direction as he had taken. No donations and then very minimal fee structures. Deserving candidates get scholarships. In our institution, whichever candidate gets 80% marks with attendance get free education here. Complete sponsorships are given to the students. Not only that, along with we give them sports sponsorships also. Wherever the children are showing interest, commitment, we allow them to go participate, and then we sponsor the whole to and fro charges plus the equipment, whatever is needed. So we are very proud that till date we have not gone away from the path showed by our founder chairman, Kaka Venkataswamy Garu. And I want to just reiterate that the then President Vivek Garu, he had come for the inaugural ceremony. I feel it is no less today, Mr. Vivek Tanka being here in the midst of all of us to grace the occasion and give his valuable time. I am really honored and grateful to God for this occasion. I feel whoever is attending today, I think because of the law college examinations, not many people could attend, but whoever has come, I feel you all are very lucky today to witness this event and listen to this inspiring words by Vivek ji. And thank you to everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. It is now the time that we've been waiting from many days. But before that, I would like all of you to listen to the introduction of our chief guest and take inspiration from it. There are advocates who master the law. There are parliamentarians who shape the policy. And then there are rare personalities who dedicate their lives to strengthening the institutions of justice, democracy, and nation building. Our chief guest this afternoon is one such extraordinary personality. It is my privilege and profound honor to introduce Honorable Shri Vivek Tanka, Sir, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, an eminent constitutional lawyer, an accomplished parliamentarian, humanitarian, educationist, and a visionary whose life has been devoted to the service of the nation. Born into a distinguished family of legal luminaries, Shri Vivek Tanka Sir embarked on his legal journey of over 4 decades. His brilliance at the bar soon earned him recognition as one of the youngest Advocate Generals of Madhya Pradesh. In 1999, he was designated a senior advocate, an honor reserved for advocates of exceptional ability and standing. He later created history by becoming the first lawyer from the state of Madhya Pradesh to be appointed as the Additional Solicitor General of India, representing the Union of India before the highest constitutional courts of our nation. His legal career has been marked by appearances in numerous landmark constitutional, commercial, arbitration, election and public law matters before the Supreme Court of India and several high courts. He has appeared as a senior counsel in significant matters, including the Shivraj Chauhan Panchayat Reservation case, State of Madhya Pradesh versus Rameshwar, State of Tamil Nadu versus R. Vasanthi Stanley, State of Madhya Pradesh versus Sanjay Nagayach, and several other cases that have shaped contemporary legal discourse. Interestingly, despite being offered elevation to the bench as a High Court judge, Shri Tanka Sir chose to remain at the bar, believing that his calling lay in advocacy and public service. Beyond the courtroom, Shri Vivek Tanka sir has emerged as the most respected voices in the parliament. Since 2016, he has been serving as a member of parliament in the Rajya Sabha, representing the state of Madhya Pradesh, and was re-elected in the year 2022. In the parliament, he has consistently championed judicial reforms, constitutional governance, access to justice, mediation, legal education, and institutional accountability. He introduced the Kashmiri Pandits Recourse, Restitution, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Bill of 2022, reflecting his commitment to justice, reconciliation, and national integration. He has also raised numerous parliamentary interventions on judicial appointments, virtual courts, legal reforms, and matters of constitutional significance. His contributions extend well beyond law and politics. Through decades of humanitarian service, Sir has worked extensively in healthcare, education, disaster relief, rehabilitation, and welfare of persons with disabilities. He has supported blood donation movements, medical camps, educational institutions, and numerous social initiatives demonstrating the true measure of leadership lies in service to humanity. Such has been the extraordinary nature of his life and work that it has inspired a documentary that we all have seen titled The Renaissance Man, The Life and Times of Shri Vivek Tanka, directed by Ajay Chitnis. This film celebrates his remarkable journey as a lawyer, parliamentarian, humanitarian, and nation builder, and was premiered at the DC South Asian Film Festival, reflecting the wide recognition of his enduring legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for today's lecture could not have found a more fitting speaker, because who better to speak on the evolving role of an advocate in the 21st century than a man who himself has traversed from the remarkable journey from the bar to the parliament, from advocacy to policy, and from defending constitutional principles in courtrooms to shaping national conservations in the legislature. On behalf of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Law College, it is a proud privilege to welcome an illustrious lawyer and an inspiring parliamentarian and a distinguished statesman to inspire a generation of lawyers. Ladies and gentlemen, I may request kindly if you can rise if you are able to, and join me in giving a round of applause as we welcome our esteemed chief guest, Honorable Shri Vivek Tanka sir.
Thank you for anchoring this program so brilliantly. Respected principal ma'am, respected Sarojaji, I have realized after meeting her that for every successful man, you need to have a successful wife. Behind him is always a successful wife, and this applies to me also. If Aarti wasn't there, I wouldn't be where I am today, because if I get time to pursue my callings, like you permit your husband to pursue his callings, it's only then that the excellence of a person is able to come out. Vinodji, I'm truly impressed with you also. And Vamsi is the person who is the inspiration for coming here. If I had not met him in New York, I wouldn't have been here. We were in a delegation to the United Nations together. That's where we spoke about your college. And I told him, I said, I'd love to come to your law college. And since I was coming for some other engagement, so I myself volunteered. I said, I'll love to be there with your students. And maybe another time when there are more of them are there. And Ramnaji is a wonderful person in coordination. And Mr. Nimbadri is, I believe, now the new person who's looking after the college. My two guests, Ravi Shukla is a lawyer. He's from Indore. in fact not Indore, Ujjain, the Mahakal ki Nagari. And he's extremely close to the Mahakal management. And when I get requests from all over India for a darshan in Mahakal, all I have to do is to pick up the phone and request him. He's better than any collector commissioner. And Tiwari ji, whose wife is from my hometown, Jabalpur. And all members of the staff, Roshni also, of course, and students. Now let me be very brief in what I want to say today. First of all, the iconic name of Ambedkar ji is something which catches me. He's my hero. I mean, the way he conducted the Constituent Assembly is something which this country can never forget, and you can't give him enough thanks for it also. And I always feel in life, the best men never come first, they end second. So I take it on myself also. If you think you are the best, you'll always find that you are never the first, you'll always be the second. This is how nature works. That's why I'm saying this, and that is why India remembers Ambedkar ji more today than it was maybe 70 years back. It's his work which is now reflecting in our society today. And Kaka ji, your husband's father, Vivek ji's father, I think he was a visionary. Person who fought his battles of life, his battles of struggle, and emerged successful despite being disadvantaged in his education. So I am impressed with that. I think this is what India is about. Giving opportunities to people who did not have opportunities. This is the society I am looking for. This is the society I want to develop. This is the society I want to see grow, where the disadvantaged would have the same advantage as the advantaged. And that you are doing it in your college, I am really impressed. And I thank you for that. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. For my law students, I would say, never be scared of failure. There's nobody in this world who has not failed. Anybody who has succeeded would have failed many times. Success only comes to you when you realize how to overcome your failures. You have to keep trying, never be disappointed. Lincoln lost all elections in his life except the one by which he became the President of the United States. Now that is what is life about. Never give up because you have not succeeded. It's like a race. You may end up third today, but if you keep working on your spot, you will become second and first someday. So that's what I am telling every young lawyer, that your destiny, you are the master of your destiny. You are going to decide your own destiny. Nobody is going to, you join an office, you learn from your senior some craftsmanship, some working details, but at the end of the day, it's your brilliant mind which is going to take you forward. You have to decide what sort of life you want to lead. Like I took a decision, I don't want to be a judge. I want to reach out to the society while I'm working and use my resources, my success for the betterment of the society. So actually, I've used all my power, authority, contacts, and to some extent my wealth to do good for the society. I feel that is the best thing that you can do in your life. And I always tell people that it's not charity. You're not doing charity by doing all this good activity. You are actually helping yourself. You know, by helping others, you feel more at peace that you've done the right thing. And so, always remember that we are not doing charity. We are doing what we are sent to do by God. And it's God's work that you're performing in this world. I always feel that it's the young lawyers who will shape the destiny of the country. It was the lawyers in the freedom struggle who shaped the destiny of our freedom struggle. But for the lawyers, India would have found it tougher to have become a free country at an early stage. It was the lawyers who were guiding the freedom struggle. You remember, virtually every senior politician or public man who was leading India's freedom struggle was a lawyer. Why? Nehru was a lawyer, Motilal was a lawyer, Sardar Patel was a lawyer, Gandhiji was a lawyer, everybody was a lawyer. Now you'll ask me why. Lawyer is a profession which gives you a degree of independence. Nobody is writing your CR. Nobody, you are writing your own confidential report. Your own craftsmanship, your own ability to speak, your own ability to learn, your own ability to deliver, your own ability to impress people is what is going to be your success story. It hardly matters to you who is the judge. It hardly matters to you who is the PM and who is the CM. At least I have never bothered for it in my life. PMs and CMs will talk to you if you are a successful lawyer, because they need you more than you need them. So I always say this is the most empowering profession I have ever seen. This is a profession which gets you name, which gets you fame, it gets you money in a very legitimate way, and more important, you are independent. There's no control. Now tell me, why should I become a judge? Why should anybody else become a judge? Though a judgeship is a very honorable position. People who become judges have a temperament for becoming a judge. They are different. So there's nothing harm. I mean, in fact, I acknowledged the offer that was given to me. But I said, I would like the freedom to do much more in this world. And that is why, for me, every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. You won't believe, my journey didn't finish with the film. My journey continues. If it was Sonam Wanchok, I was fighting for him. If largely he was set free, it is something which I am going to write in my autobiography someday. How he was set free, it was somewhere I had contributed in a big way. So, as I said, after this film, I did a Rahat camp in Morena, where 1.25 lakh patients came. I had 700 doctors with me. And it was like a township that had been set up there. But all this can only happen if the society joins you in your effort. All this can only happen if the government also helps you. All this can only happen if all the hospitals connive with you and come together. So, as I said, this is only an ability which a lawyer can possess. He can get so many people together. So when I was in Morena, there were Supreme Court judges standing with me. I am a Congress leader. There was BJP Chief Minister and Speaker standing with me. There was the whole civil society standing with me. There were 700 doctors who had come from all over India. From Vedanta, from AIMS, from Gangaram, from Max, from Ambani Hospital, from I don't know how many hospitals. And we were all working in tandem. We were all working together for social weal, for social good. So that's what I'm saying. The strength of law is also that you can work for social weal in so many ways. Traditionally as a lawyer you feel, well, I've gone and argued a case, that's good enough. You got your fee, you go home, play tennis in the evening. If you're a little older, play bridge, go to the club, play bridge. But that is not what, in my opinion, lawyering is about. Lawyering is something much more. How you are going to pay back your debt to the society. There is a debt to be paid for your existence in this world. You were born with so much of support systems. Don't you think it is time that you paid back that debt? So I always feel that this is the debt that we are paying for all the good that has happened to us in the world. And if you are kept healthy and your family is healthy and you are all in good spirits, that itself is a very big blessing. So my friends, I'm telling you today, I'm urging you today, if you have a chance to be a good lawyer, do work towards it. It's hard work, there's waiting time, you don't become a senior lawyer automatically the next day, but I don't believe that anybody who's capable and who's worked hard will not rise in this profession. This profession has ample space for people who work hard. It has ample space for people, for students who are willing to work hard, who are willing to read, who are willing to present. And once you do that, believe me, the world is the place where you can choose to be. Today law is very international. Today it has become very global. The concept of litigation is also changing. AI will soon be used in a big way in legal proceedings, and I can see that how litigation per se may not be the only place where lawyers are going to work. There will be law firms, there would be other work, non-litigation work also on a very big scale. So all I say is, you are in the right profession at the right time. Take advantage of it. Time never waits for anybody. I still remember when Raj Kapoor, a very Indian film actor of the 60s and 70s, who was one of the biggest showmen of Indian films, passed away. There was a big caption in the Times: life and time waits for none. Life and time waits for none. So your life is there, your time has begun, your journey has started. Don't wait for instructions. You have to take up this journey on your own. Work hard, do well, be very respectful to your parents, to your teachers. They are your gurus. They are the ones who are teaching you. You are imbibing so much of knowledge from them, and I'm sure you'll do well. And ma'am, I'm so impressed with your college today. I'm not a rich man, but I can tell you that I'll be happy to give 5 to 10 lakhs for my MP lad for your new building. Not that it will make a difference to you, but it's my feelings. It is my feelings for your institution, and I would like that this institution should not only flourish, but the kind of good work that you're doing by introducing scholarships, by encouraging students to excel. Now this itself is very good. And Vamsi, you're a member of parliament. I'm going to put him to task. A delegation from this college should come to Delhi to come and see the parliament, come and see the Supreme Court, and I'll fix up your appointment with Kapil Sibal and all the big names that you to come, send them again. So you come there, because it's these stories, it's these people who make you, who inspire you to grow. And I'll be happy to help you with this little task. And I'm so grateful that you invited me to the college here today. Vinod ji, Vivek ji, Suruja ji, and every Ramanna ji, Ramsey ji, and you, Namadi ji, everybody, I thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm grateful that, and I hope you liked my biopic. And this biopic was also an accident. It was not designed. This gentleman came to me accidentally to take my shot, Mr. Chitnis, for Rami Rangers biopic that he was making. He's made about 152 biopics of people like Ram Jetmalani, Nariman, and many more. So he came to me. So I said, I don't have a story. He said, Mr. Tanka, you don't know your own story. So I said, and normally these biopics, they are able to record and finish in about a week, 10 days. That's what he was telling me. For my biopic, it took him 8 months. He had to travel to many destinations, retrieve a lot of information, and then it was becoming so long that I said, who will watch it for? Initially he made recordings of nearly 24 hours or 28 hours. So I said, please make it very short. So with all his attempts, he could make it 65 minutes. So, and lot of it is left out. What I did is left out. So that, and he tried to move very fast with the events, like I treated my life. I moved from event to event, from place to place. I was a lawyer. One day I became an advocate general. I had 25,000 cases. I gave it to my juniors. I said, I'm not going to come back for these 25,000 cases. I'll go ahead now. I became an advocate general. That was the most difficult time for Madhya Pradesh. We were just divided when I was advocate general. I used to be alone and 10, 15 planes from best lawyers of Delhi would land to fight against me. But I enjoyed it. It was a challenge that I enjoyed. I won, I lost, all that kept happening. But I had the support of the government and the people of Madhya Pradesh. They knew that I was fighting the battle. Whether it was the sanctuaries, whether it was the story of electricity, everywhere I was fighting their battles. For me, every battle is a challenge. And for me, every day is a challenge. So that is why I am saying the journey never ends. The journey will will go with you as long as you keep doing something on a daily basis. Thank you. Jai Hind.
At the beginning of the event, Principal Ma'am said that this is going to be a master class. And sir, I truly believe it was a master class. And thank you so much for your inspiring words. The number that you've quoted is not a number, but it's your blessing and encouragement towards the law college. And we're really, really glad, sir. And we hope that all our students have taken enough inspiration from our chief guest today. Thank you once again, sir. Now, I take this time to welcome our dear chairman, Vivek sir, and I request Abdullah to please welcome sir with a sapling.
Good afternoon to all of you. I think today, at least for Saroja, me and Vamsi, has been a very interesting day, starting from the breakfast time, sir. We have had the pleasure of... No, I had one add-on in the afternoon for the Youth Congress meet, where you spoke so well. Yeah. So we have been with him since morning, and as he rightly expressed, actually most of the speech I heard just now, he was expressing it from his heart on what we all can do, what we can achieve, and how we should do it. Actually, this is the learning lesson. Excuse me, everybody. Hello, advocates. Oh, Babu. Arey, just give us 2 minutes. Little bit of discipline should be there. We are lawyers. We can't go and talk like this in courts. Do you agree? So you have to, because Mr. Vivek is here, we have to respect what he has told. Actually, there were interesting points which he mentioned to all of us. One, he said that advocates, you are in the very great profession you are in. Do you all agree with that? So when you are in a great profession, what is the first thing you must learn? You must learn to win, because you are fighting for your client, so you have to win. So when you want to win, is it easy to win? You have to do so much of preparation to win. Your background work, the number of case studies you need to know, the kind of points you need to pick up. Because it was so interesting in one of our cases, sir. I just want to share with you. Somebody said, no, you have lost your case. You lost in Supreme Court. You have no chance to win now. Don't waste your time, he said. So we went to another advocate. So he said, don't worry. You come to me. I will see that this case prolongs for another 15 years. So he started doing that court management and he was successful, sir. In another case, we went to Mr. Nariman's son, Rohinton Noria. And when he saw the case, my advocate on record was a little hesitant. But after Mr. Venkataswamy Noria saw the papers and all, he said, no, you have to take a chance. You have to fight for your client. take a chance and I am confident we can win. So he took a chance and he won the case, sir. So we all, the advocates have such a great opportunity to convert defeat into a win. So for that, we need to really work hard. And he said, there cannot be a success without working hard. And I truly believe, because I also, when I started my business, my father just gave me 5 lakhs of rupees to start a business. And I did it only with, frankly, I had a lot of blessings from my father, a lot of goodwill which he had created amongst people. They all readily came to help me at very difficult times. And the hard work. And I done a lot of preparing affidavits for our cases. And I must say, I am also a little know how to win cases. So I have learned the art. I have worked hard, very, very hard. So we all need to know that we need to be disciplined, and especially in court, you have to know how to present your case to the judges. You have to see his mood, how his mood is, and we have to then, sometimes we'll have to postpone a case, adjourn a case. So these are the simple court manners we all need to learn. And I'm sure the law college principal and the management here is giving you enough opportunities through your moot courts on how to present your cases, how to see that you win the cases. So these are the kind of things, opportunities you should not miss. You should attend whatever classes are there, whatever new learnings need to be done. So you all need to do that. So if you are doing all these things, I'm sure you'll be success. And as Mr. Vivek rightly mentioned, in the coming days with AI and so many new things, law firms will not be the same business of only fighting cases. There will be lot more opportunities. And I am seeing, I am now Minister for Skill Development in Telangana. Lot of white collar jobs are going, blue collar jobs are coming. And I am sure even advocates, Indians, wherever they go, they will be successful. And with the declining demographic profile in Europe and Japan and all, there will be opportunities for lawyers and advocates from here to go to Western countries and practice and make a lot of money. So I'm sure Mr. Thanka has been making a lot of money because lawyers have become very expensive, sir. There is one disturbing thing I felt. That's why I spoke about a judicial reforms today in the afternoon session in the Youth Congress legal meet. The common man also needs to be protected. Common man also needs to be defended by a good set of lawyers. So I think along with the kind of cost of law advocates going up, there should be one segment also who are there to take care of the poor people to fight the cases. Because I see in my constituency, most of the cases, the poor is always at a disadvantage. The police supports the rich, the MROs, revenue guys support the rich, and a poor man cannot afford the cost of a lawyer to fight his case. So there has to be some balance happening between this so that at least wherever justice is required to be delivered, justice has to be fought for. I think advocates also should come back, because Mr. Thanka rightly mentioned in the morning that he not only fights cases for the rich people, he many times also fights free of cost for really deserving people. So I think that kind of a thing, and a very beautiful statement he made just now. Whenever charity is done, you are not doing it for them actually. You are doing charity for yourself. Because when you do charity or when you do something good, you can feel the endorphins taking place in your body. So that will actually give you a kick of earning more, to have the urge to earn more, urge to excel in your profession. So these are the big profiteering you do from charity. So everybody should not forget that you should also do this side by side in addition to the profession you're doing. So all the very best, and I take this opportunity of once again thanking Mr. Vivek Tanka to come and address all of us, and we get the opportunity of learning something from him. Thank you very much.
Sir, I don't want to take much time. We've been listening to very eminent speakers today, and I've been very fortunate to be here. And I always say this, whenever I get a chance, I do think of our institution, and I try to share about our institution to as many people as possible. And one such experience was the wonderful journey of meeting Vivek Tanka sir in the New York General Assembly that we had to attend. I'm very honored and very humbled to have met sir in the session, and we spent, I think, about so many hours discussing about various topics, and I was so humbled. I was learning so much from my interaction with him, and through that interaction I shared about our college and our institutions, and about the idea behind the institute in terms of how Kaka Garu started the institution to have a large impact on the society. And as you all know, as you all have seen the film, I think resonating thoughts, sir, that you immediately felt that you should share your thoughts with the students of our institution. And like we were just discussing, it's been a while, and I must tell all of you, really sir is here only because of his own interest. I have no contribution to sir being here. Even when I met him in the parliament, randomly when we cross each other's paths, in fact sir told me many times, Vamsi, you didn't fix up the date of my visit, you didn't call me, and said, sir, sorry, my team will get in touch with you. Almost I think 2 times, 3 times at least, sir told me I didn't get a message from you. So today's meeting happened only because of sir's inner push and inner drive to spend time with all of you. And I'm really grateful, sir, that you could make it today. Thank you so much for blessing us with your advice. And I really wish the students take your advice in the right spirit and add value as we go. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek sir. Thank you, Vamshi sir. And thank you to all the members of management for graciously bringing to us such eminent people through which our students and we as faculty can learn from him. Thank you so much. We have a Q&A session. We have a short Q&A session, so I request you all to please sit down. If you all have any questions for Vivek sir.
Hello. A very good afternoon, sir. It was truly inspiring to listen to you and the things which you have shared with us. I'm very sure that it will be very helpful for us in our future as a career as an advocate, and whether we should not accept judgeship. Sir, I just have a small doubt, sir. What, in your opinion, what is the most important thing for a lawyer? Having 2 facts which he can present verbally in front of a judge, or having 100 facts but not able to present verbally in front of a judge. Out of these two, which should be given more importance?
Hello? Is it working? Yes, sir. I'll tell you, it's very situational. And the kind of time you get in court today is so meager. Like in Supreme Court, it's a few seconds or maybe a few minutes for each case, especially on admission day. So you have to be very quick-witted about what you're going to say. Sometimes court has read the brief, so you don't have to argue too much. They're agreeing with you. But a lot of times, they want clarifications. So if you are sharp to put the clarification with clarity immediately, you win the day. So, of course, what you give in writing is what is sent to the court. But I doubt very much whether the courts will have the time to read everything. They have law clerks who prepare notes for them and give it to them. So at the end of the day, it's your wit which wins you the day.
Sir, good evening to the dignitaries on the dais and faculty members, advocates and budding advocates. Sir, as I have seen your talk, there have seen, sir, we need in India, particularly in the legal profession, legal clinics, secondary and legal counseling. Why? Because due to the pendency of these cases, the Supreme Court of India also recently introduced mediation courts, and that too our High Court of our Hyderabad has taken initiative in initiating the mediation courts. In the Judicial Academy Secunderabad, there will be on 1 week training to all IAS officers, IPS officers, corporate officers at highest level. That is helping due to last 30-40 years of experience in the role, that solving the problems. And apart from this, as a law of contract in 85-87, when multinationals entered in India, due to disputes, they are just reluctant to participate in the contracts also. When dispute arises, when it takes to solve the issue, then only arbitration clause is incorporated in the law of contract, and mediation also came. Mediation in between on the court. These are the areas in the legal fraternity, if you have taken, then it is this. Because of pendency, a lot of open channels like mediation, arbitration, consultation is all open. Apart from today, I have gone through the paper, there they are telling the Sonam should not have gone. Yeah, the Sonam should not have gone bail on the technical grounds. It is a very conflicting thinking I saw. If you know that better, anything you can throw some light on this, very good.
Actually, you have given a very nice thesis on what is happening. So this is not a question. One appreciates what you have told me. So I am sure gradually we'll get answers to all that you have told us, but it's not a thing which I can answer you straight away.
Good afternoon, sir. It's a very controversial question to ask in this occasion, but I want to know your opinion on marital rape, and along with that, the incidents that are going continuously about rapes of innocent babies, like literally babies, 3 months old, 13 years old. What is your opinion on that? Do a constitution has to focus on punishments, or they have to improvise investigation and delay the process in giving the judgment? Because the time is taken up in investigation and all, other crime is coming to in the picture. So it is the consistent in this rape cases. So what is your opinion on that?
There is no question of an opinion on this. I mean, rape is something which has to be condemned at the highest level. So there's no question of any second opinion. When you told me about marital rape, actually the law has been amended, and law says that a married person, if he has an issue with his wife, it will not be considered a rape. So that's how the courts have interpreted it. Now, I have an issue also on this, that whether this law is the correct law. I feel whether married or unmarried, a woman has an identity. And if a woman is not willing to have a relationship with anybody, maybe it's husband, her husband, no husband can say that I can force upon my will on that woman. And in my opinion, this should be the law. But I'm sure with passage of time, because voices are being raised against this unjust law of marital rape, what you say, it will change. But change has its own story. It takes time for people, the society to realize, and for Parliament to bring an amendment, or for the court to strike down a provision. So let's wait for time. You are right. I agree with you that women need to be treated more fairly and justly.
Good evening, all the dignitaries. Thank you very much for the wonderful session. Sir, I would like to know, we have seen so many pending cases, so many measures taking place at various levels. At the same time, technology is also forcing the profession to go in a particular direction. When all these things are happening, All India Bar examination is happening, can you please tell me what is your opinion regarding the role of Bar Council of India and State Bar Councils in this journey?
You know, actually you are mixing up two separate issues. Bar Council of India and State Bar Councils, these are bodies for registration of people who want to practice and to enforce disciplinary action if there's a wrong done by them, or to initiate welfare measures for lawyers. Directly, they have no connect directly with what is happening in courts. Now, court is a separate system altogether. As far as courts are concerned, Vivek ji has been telling me since morning, it's high time we went in for drastic judicial reforms. I have written letter to the Prime Minister, to the law ministers in the past, that this is an issue which merits a special parliament session only to discuss how to bring about radical reforms in the judiciary, but without compromising its independence. We want an independent judiciary, but we want radical reforms. If 5 crore cases are pending in India, in subordinate courts and high courts and Supreme Court, I'm sure this is not a good story. I mean, this means the fruits of a litigation would never go to the person who goes to court. Maybe his grandchildren might get the fruits of litigation. Now, this is not justice. I'm against it. But the problem is, the government has to show priority for this change. Unfortunately, we are not in government. If we were in government, if I got an opportunity to be a law minister, take it for granted, I'll bring these radical changes. But you must have the will to do it.
Sir, small thing in this. Actually, what you said is correct. But with regard to quality of education and the news regarding many fake advocates are there in the profession, and also there is some sort of indiscipline among the advocates, which is plaguing the profession. That's what I would like to ask you, how it can be addressed by the Bar Council of India. That's it. No,
it has to be addressed both by the courts and by the Bar Council.
Yeah.
There's no scope for an indisciplined lawyer. Let's be very good, very clear. If you are in this profession of law, your behavior also has to be most lawful. It's your dignity which should win the day. I don't say that you have to be supplicant or you have to be subservient to court. You must put your point across with all the strength that you have. But at the end of the day, it's the judge who has to decide. So you can't be fighting with the judge because there is a decision which does not come as per your desire. That's one point. But at the same time, judges also must now rethink about their role. I'm not saying, generalizing it, that all judges have a problem, but many judges They are not working as much as they should be working. I've seen many of them, they come late to court, leave the court early while they're in. Do a few cases at a very leisurely pace. Now all this has to change because with so much of pendency, we can't have such casual approach for redressal of people's grievances. I always say that this is what I said in Parliament. Have you ever seen government going on a holiday? Does police station go on a holiday? Does a hospital go on a holiday? So anybody performing a sovereign function never goes on doesn't go on a holiday. People can go on leave. People can get holidays. Sovereign functions don't stop. So my case in Parliament was, court is a sovereign. How can the court have the holidays? You can't be like school, that you have holidays in school, colleges. The court should also have an holiday. Court should work on all days, except notified holidays, of course. Judges can have to go on leave. Give them 1 month's leave, 2 months leave, whatever you want to give. But in my opinion, the time has come, like all sovereign institutions work and function, courts should also be functioning all days. Judges can go on leave as and when required. So you have to bring a lot of changes. When I said this, the lot of judges and courts didn't like it. So in that particular year, it was in the, I think, winter session of Parliament when I made this statement, out to spite what we were saying, they decided not to even give a vacation judge in that holiday. But what we said did make an impact. After a year or two, now they've started calling their vacations, holidays, as partial holidays. So today Supreme Court is addressing its vacations as partial holidays. It doesn't call them holidays. So mindset has to change. That's what I meant.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Padma and faculty of this college. As a faculty, I want to ask a question. What skills has to be prioritized in the law college to become a good lawyer or a good advocate for the future of the legal profession?
What subject?
What skills should be developed?
At the end of the day, it's the skill of advocacy. Because for a lawyer, you're known for your advocacy. So apart from studying the law well, your presentation skills have to be equally skillful. And I think moot courts must be helping you in a big way in that. But at the end of the day, your 3 years in the law college or 5 years in the law college only introduces you to law. It doesn't make you a lawyer. You only become a lawyer when you come to the court. Because court has so much of procedure, so much of interaction, so much of detailing, that it's only when you come to the court you realize that what you have learned is very good. It's the background for what you are doing in court now. But it's your success in handling the court which ultimately matters. So I always say it hardly matters if you pass out from a national law school or you pass out from a national law school, non-national law school. It doesn't matter at all for young people. It's the boys or the girls' effort to build him or herself up as a lawyer with her skill sets as a lawyer, which makes the difference and it makes you a good lawyer.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we close, sorry.
Not leave anybody disappointed.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais. So my question being very simple and out of student curiosity, you have experienced both the courtroom as a senior advocate and parliament as a lawmaker. Sir, according to you, what do you think? Which is the best platform for an advocate to impact the society for the well-being of the society? Thank you.
If you ask me frankly, it's a combination of both. If I'm a lawyer, I have instant advantage as a parliamentarian. Because when I speak in parliament because parliament is what? Lawmaking. So when I speak on law, others are looking at me with admiration because they obviously wouldn't know so much. So a lawyer who becomes a politician stands at a great advantage vis-a-vis other people who come to parliament. So that's why I'm saying, become a lawyer if you feel like it. Also enter politics.
Thank you, sir. Before we close, with your permission, can I ask one question? If you were sitting in this auditorium today as a final year student, 3YDC or 5YDC, and with the challenges of the 21st century courts, what would be your next 10 years roadmap?
As a final year student?
Yes.
Now, first of all, I have to decide what is my goal. My goal is to become a lawyer, a professor, or join a corporate firm, or join a law firm. So it all depends on what is your goal. If you want to become a professor, you must do your PhD, post-graduation, PhD to become a professor, because that is the route to become a professor. If you want to be a lawyer, actually after graduation, don't waste your time on post-graduation. It makes no difference. It may add to your own satisfaction, but in the profession of law, it makes no difference. Come into the profession, jump into the profession, and get into the profession full scale. And strategize your steps on a daily basis, as you grow, as you learn, as you proceed. If you want to get into a law firm, then you have to apply and get into one of the law firms in tier 1, tier 2 cities or whatever. But in law firms, after 10 years, there's stagnation. Problem is, you may get a start in law firm. You'll get a 30,000 rupees package, or 40,000, 50,000. See, people get even 1 lakh package, depending on their placement. But after a certain stage, what is your growth? You are happy in the beginning, but after 10 years, you start feeling frustrated. Because there's no further growth. You're just preparing cases in the firm office and going and briefing a counsel. That's your only job. And if you join a company as a law officer, you never head the company. You're only running as a company lawyer to either law firms or to lawyers. So in my opinion, if I was a final year law student sitting here today, I would prepare myself to be a good lawyer.
Thank you so much, sir.
Called as great advocate, and you are one of us. What distinguishes you, and what would be your advice in that? How to distinguish? What would be the requirements to come forward serving the society? We find good number of lawyers, of which few are successful, and handful are only truly being called as great advocates, and you are one of them. Just in your experience, what distinguishes it, and how it would be helpful for an experienced people like us to come forward?
As a retired man, you want to become a great advocate. So
not great.
Good. Good advocate.
No, good advocate. With the passion which we have joined.
Who are exceptional. Who are also become an exception. There's no advice for that. you have to make a sort of your own. I mean, it's a daily basis.
Yes.
On a every daily basis, you have to keep planning, strategizing, working. What should I do tomorrow? Even suppose if I come to a law college, it's also part of my plan. How I should reach out to people who I wish to reach out to. Because at the end of the day, in a a larger sense, in a political sense. That is my constituency. And this is the constituency people understand me best. So I would not go to a commerce college. I'll go to a law college. That's it.
Thank you. Now, before the group photo, can we have a presentation?
You come and
I request our chairman sir, correspondent ma'am, Vamshi sir to please felicitate our chief guest.
No, please. కొంచెం సార్
very appropriate.
సార్ సార్ మేడం సార్
I request all the law college faculty to please come forward for a group.
సార్ మేడం కొంచెం జరగాలి ప్లీజ్
కెమెరా రాదు వైట్ రాదు ఇంకా పైకి వెళ్ళండి
ఓకేనా
Yes, ready?
రెడీ మేడం
दोनों पीछे जाओ వెనక్కి దగ్గర yes
All the law college students, please join. Invite 3 students. Invite 3 students.
hey
ఓకేనా మేడం కొంచెం ఒక్కసారి మేడం ప్లీజ్ మేడం సైడ్ ప్లీజ్ మేడం రెడీ సార్
ready mobile
ఓకే
Sri Vivek Tankaji, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha. A great honor to my late father. His father and my father had a great association during his lifetime and his father's lifetime.